Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hey, so look, I wanted to jump on here and cover two things, really. I spoke to BZ last night, and apparently, actually, Randall Bean was pretty roughed up and pretty severely injured, perhaps concussion, black eyes. And, you know, as I said last night, he has been transferred, but I wasn't aware of the extent of his injuries. So, again, please, you know, send him healing energies and protective energies, and hopefully he's in a much safer place now, because apparently the prison that he was in is dominated by some Mexican drug cartel guy, and apparently he was jealous of the, I guess, celebrity status he felt that Randall has, and was jealous of the attention and all of that, and that may have had something to do with him suffering that rather serious beating. So please keep him in your thoughts and intentions, and protecting him and healing him. Secondly, I wanted to address something that there's a gentleman named Lawrence King that any of you that have ever studied the Franklin Federal scandal out of Omaha, Nebraska, it was not just a financial scandal, although Lawrence King was convicted of financial crimes having to do with Franklin Federal Savings and Loan in Omaha, Nebraska. But far worse than that, he was never held accountable for some absolutely vile crimes against children. He was running a child trafficking, sexual abuse ring, and probably involved also in, you know, torture and murder of these children. Really vile guy, okay? And I suggest that you all watch Conspiracy of Silence. It's a documentary that was supposed to air on the UK Discovery Channel in 1994 until the rights, a couple weeks before its scheduled airtime, the rights were purchased, and that documentary remained buried for, I don't know, a couple decades, but it has recently emerged, a copy of it, and a lot of people have watched it. But if you have not watched Conspiracy of Silence, please do. Yes, it's an absolutely shocking documentary, which also reveals corruption all the way to the White House, involving, you know, these sexual predators, and including the FBI running cover for them, including people at the state legislature of Nebraska had hired an investigator who I believe was murdered. So, I mean, it is a really ugly case, and Lawrence King was the head of that rotten fish. Now, Lawrence King lives up in Northern Virginia, and I have recently learned from my great friend PG Howie that he is actually employed at the HoneyBaked ham in Reston, Virginia. So first, I would ask you guys, please watch that documentary and listen to some of the evidence presented by eyewitnesses, young people who were abused by him. Namely, Alicia Owens was a key witness who actually the FBI ended up having convicted for perjury because she had the courage to tell the truth. It just boils my blood every time I even think about this case. And Danny Boniacci, I think his name was, he was also a victim of Lawrence King. And many other children were as well, along with a lot of other disgusting characters in Omaha, Nebraska, that, again, Lawrence spearheaded. Now, he's working at HoneyBaked Hams in Reston, Virginia. And as far as I'm concerned, that man doesn't deserve a day of peace or a good job or anything else, because he's never been held accountable for his disgusting crimes against children. And I have posted on my Twitter, which is TheLightReports, contact information because this is a franchise, the Reston franchise, and they're apparently one of the top franchises in the country. So it makes me sick that this guy Lawrence King is actually employed there. He used to be employed with BMW of Sterling, and so I don't know what the status is on that anymore. But I would urge you all, please go to my Twitter account, TheLightReports, and check out the contact info I posted. I'll post this when this goes on YouTube later. I'll jump on there and post the contact info as well. The woman's name is Linda Heasley, I think. She's the CEO of HoneyBaked Hams. And I'd love for you guys to spread the word and call them yourselves and say, what in the hell are you doing employing this man? He is tarnishing the image of your company. He is a vile monster and a criminal who tortured and most likely murdered children. Just listen to the testimony in that documentary, folks, and it'll make your blood boil too. So please check that out and spread the word to people, because I'll tell you, they get a few dozen phone calls down there. I can't believe they're not aware of his past, but if they aren't aware, they're going to be made aware. And get on Twitter, get on Facebook, post about it, because this is the time of year that you stick it to HoneyBaked Hams, okay? There's no bigger time of year for them. And if they know what that guy's all about, then they deserve to take a beating over this. If they don't know what he's about, then it's their opportunity to learn what he's about and to fire him. Even though it's a franchise, I'm sure they can assert the pressure to have the owner, whose name escapes me. I've actually sent her a message making sure she's aware of his past. So anyways, guys, please take a moment to do that as well, and do it for all the child victims. And people were murdered over this, okay? A little boy was murdered over this as well. The son of the investigator that the Nebraska State Legislature had hired. I mean, this involves threatening legislators with phone calls. This involves Senator John DeCamp got involved in this, who's a decent U.S. senator and a decent man. And I mean, it's a really ugly case. So please, folks, this is your chance to really do something to make a difference. You know, a lot of people feel like, oh, I can't make a difference. Well, you can. So get on that phone. Get on Twitter, get on your email, get on Facebook, and let HoneyBaked Hams know that it's unacceptable to you that Lawrence King is in the employ of one of their franchises, and that you will never buy their products, and you will let all your friends know what they're all about and the kind of employee they have until they end up firing him. Because that's what he deserves. He doesn't deserve a day of peace in his life. He doesn't deserve a good job. He doesn't deserve anything good for what he did to all these young people. He's an absolute vile monster, and he needs to be held accountable for his actions. So that's it, guys. I appreciate if you do that. Again, go to my Twitter feed, and I think it's my last tweet this morning that posts the information to the phone number. As a matter of fact, if anybody could do that now and post it up here on the video, I'll stay on another second. If you go to The Light Reports, I posted up there about, it was a tweet addressed to @HoneyBaked Hams, which I encourage you to tweet to their corporate and the Reston, although there's not much activity on the Reston HoneyBaked Ham Twitter page. And please post that number up here. It's a 643. They're down in Georgia. And also the CEO's name. And call, guys. This makes a big difference. And again, this is their time of year that they do not want to be hurt. So the timing is perfect for this, because everybody's doing ham, you know, around Christmas after having turkey on Thanksgiving. So can anybody look on my Twitter feed, please? And hell, let me try to do it. Boycott Tyson.